The ultimate goal for us is that every organization, nonprofit or charity in the sector, from a two-person grassroots team to a national network, that every single one has the confidence, the tools, and the support they need to adapt and to thrive in a digital age. And again, by being that safe space for experimentation and collective digital problem solving, we really want to become the place that funders, policymakers, nonprofits alike turn to when they want scalable, equity-driven digital change.
Well, welcome, welcome, Wilfreda. We so appreciate your remarkable leadership as always. Can you please introduce yourself and share a little bit about your remarkable work?
Yeah, happy to. Victor, thank you so much for having me and for giving me and Cinder this opportunity to really share about who we are and who I am, especially being new to the sector. Appreciate this platform. My name is Wilfreda Edward. I'm the Executive Director of Cinder, the Canadian Centre for Nonprofit Digital Resilience. And at Cinder, we believe that every charity and nonprofit in Canada should be able to use data and technology to effectively meet their missions and grow their impact. So meaning they do what they do better with data and tech. In my role as ED, I help guide our work and to stay in close contact with nonprofits to make sure that what we're doing really reflects what they need.
Incredible. So, what's inspiring you most about your work right now?
Yeah, this is a great question. I love this question. It's a pivotal time for Cinder. We're moving forward from really strong momentum created by founding organizations like SETC, who really came together around a shared vision to strengthen digital resilience in the nonprofit sector. That early collaboration has helped position us as a national leader, and now we're ready to move that work forward. So that great potential for growth continues to inspire us, and we're deeply motivated by the trust our funders and the communities in place around us are really confiding in us to deliver on that promise. And we often hear from nonprofits about, they're using our research and recommendations and resources. They tell us that the guidance in our reports and the insights that we share in webinars really give them the confidence to start conversations about how to prioritize digital investment with their board of directors, with their executive team. So that kind of confidence is what really keeps us going. And it's exactly what we aim to inspire across the sector.
Absolutely. The work is truly remarkable in the amount of resources, tools. So, once again, congratulations. Perfect segue to my next question. Are there any challenges and barriers that you and your team face? And what are some of the approaches you're taking to overcome some of these challenges and barriers?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, you're coming from a Black-led nonprofit yourself, so you know the challenges are many. And it may be the most obvious challenge for us is around, and probably the biggest opportunity too, is representing the full diversity of Canada's 170,000 plus nonprofit organizations. You know as well as I that the sector spans every region, language, size, mission type under the sun. So while it's absolutely a privilege to serve such a broad and diverse landscape, it also means that we have to be constantly listening, deeply connected, and highly responsive to make sure that no one gets left behind. And if you were to ask me what keeps me up at night, it's that the weight of that. And our mandate is bold and it comes with this great responsibility. But we're learning that the best way to meet this challenge is by leaning into the spirit of how Cinder was started through deep collaboration with the sector. So we're supported by a stewardship model at Imagine Canada, where they lend operational and reputational guidance. And we're fortunate to be surrounded by some of the sector's brightest digital minds, yourself included, as our advisors. This means that our ears through these advisors are always to the ground so that we understand who the key players in the ecosystem are. Then we leverage their existing capacity while gaining an understanding of where the gaps are that we can step in to fill. So we know that we can't do this alone. And we were created by the sector. And so our greatest impact can only be achieved when we work through the sector.
Indeed, indeed. So well articulated. Thank you so much for your leadership and your candor. So, my next question is, do you have a set of key priorities right now you'd like to amplify?
Yeah, absolutely. We have many. I mentioned that it's a pivotal year for us. And the reason for that is we're getting our focus around grounding ourselves internally so that we're well positioned for growth, not just as an organization, but as a driver for digital growth across the sector. And that means that we're laying the foundation to scale our impact and support more nonprofits on their digital journeys. First, we're amplifying and delivering on our current work and commitments. That includes the continuation of the Future Proofing the Community Workforce project. We just released the fifth report that summarizes that work yesterday. So that work will continue into next year as we work on implementation tools. And we're also working on the AI for Social Impact Hub. So this one is a partnership through Microsoft to provide tailored AI adoption resources for the sector. All of this comes into play when we try to amplify our existing work. Next, we want to clarify who we are and strengthen our identity by engaging more intentionally with the community. That includes social media, webinars, allowing the community to come together through convenings. We want people to know without hesitation who Cinder is, what we mean when we talk about digital resilience, and how they can rely on us for that support. So that includes a refresh of the Cinder brand and our visual identity. It includes a brand new website, including how we reach out to people through our newsletters and our social channels. The goal here is really around building trust through clarity and showing up as a collaborative, values-aligned presence in the sector. And then the third really important piece for us is around defining our future. Earlier this year, we launched a strategic planning process, and that helps us move from broad thinking about transformation to a more focused set of priorities where we can have the greatest impact for the sector. What we've heard is that people want they want access to trusted resources. They want us to help them assess where they are in their digital journey. They want us to act through advocacy and co-creating toolkits. They want us to help them amplify their voices through storytelling and research. And all of this should be centered around data management, cybersecurity awareness, and privacy. So with all of this, we're really working on developing a strategy that will position Cinder as the sector's gateway to digital resilience, being a connector and amplifier, and really a safe space for shared digital progress.
I love it. Thank you so much. We appreciate all that context. So, how
Sure.
do you feel after all this work? How do you feel about the future of nonprofit digital resilience in Canada?
I feel incredibly hopeful and energized actually by the fact that the future is no longer something abstract for us. It's here, it's unfolding in real time, and Cinder is moving into this next phase with clarity, with confidence, and with purpose on behalf of the sector. We're entering what we call a delivery and an influence phase. So that means finalizing our strategy, launching the bold new look, translating years of learning by this great community into tools and programs that nonprofits can immediately use.
Incredible. So, what is your ultimate goal and what does success look like and feel like to you and your colleagues?
I think I've given a few teasers on kind of what we're working towards. The ultimate goal for us is that every organization, nonprofit or charity in the sector, from a two-person grassroots team to a national network, that every single one has the confidence, the tools, and the support they need to adapt and to thrive in a digital age. In that reality, Cinder becomes the go-to gateway to digital resilience in Canada's nonprofit ecosystem by being a network connector and stewarding trusted tools, practices, and shared infrastructure, by being a national amplifier for nonprofit expertise in digital rights, and again, by being that safe space for experimentation and collective digital problem solving. We really want to become the place that funders, policymakers, nonprofits alike turn to when they want scalable, equity-driven digital change.
Incredible. So, my last question, do you have any closing thoughts or calls to action?
I do, yes. Thank you. Connect with us. Explore our resources, read the latest research, follow us on LinkedIn to stay up to date on what we're doing and how you can get involved and how it impacts your organization directly. If you're working on something that's related to digital resilience, data or technologies involved, Or even if you're just getting started, please reach out to us. Info@cinder.ca is where you can reach us. We want to hear your story, understand your challenges, and find ways that we can work together to support you.
Thank you so much, Wilfreda, for your excellence, your leadership, and you represent us and our ancestors so well. We give thanks.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you so much for this.